Welcome back, everyone. Your loyal Captain Gear 100 has returned yet again for another video for you guys today. And today we're going to be continuing upon solo leveling Deku. I know it's been a few days since I've been back on YouTube, since I've been back on these videos, but honestly, guys, I've just been thinking, what can I do to advance Deku even further than before? And I finally got it. So, to help this Deku catch up and match the ideas that I have for him, I'm going to be playing into a specific type of meme that died like a long time ago. Well, maybe not died. It still exists, but it's not as. You know what? Never mind. It practically is dead. I think this might be the catalyst for bringing it back, but who cares? Anyway, you guys already know what's about to happen, so let's just get into the video. Let's do this. So, for those that don't remember what happened last time in the last part, Deku had just taken on an A-rank dungeon. Well, that along with a whole lot more power sets behind him. But yeah, he had taken on the A-rank, the supposed C-rank dungeon that turned into an A-rank dungeon, and pretty much got to go with the Sung Jin Woo route again. Going with the ice bears, getting tank, and also dealing with Baruka and his ice elves. So he got and unlike in Sung Jin Woo's case, Deku was actually able to arise Baruka and the Ice Elves. To me, that still doesn't make sense, because in the solo leveling game, you can arise Baruka, but in the actual anime, in the manga, he just couldn't for some reason. Oh well, not for this case, not for Deku's case. He actually was able to. So these are the Ice Elves and everything, and as for Baruka himself, yeah, going at it based off his actual game version, because this game Shadow version of Baruka looks, I mean, Shadow Baruka in the game goes pretty hard. Not gonna lie. So okay, that's just a quick recap. Not only that, he also went to the My Dragon Ball Prime universe, the One Punch Man universe, and also Record of Ragnarok universe. So he unlocked more of his like Sun Wukong abilities and whatnot. So, but yeah, that's a quick recap to get it all done. But like I said before, since I want Deku to be like the strongest thing in fiction that I've ever made in all of my past what if Dekus, I'm gonna be playing into a meme here for like just this one time. And I know what you guys might be saying. I know you guys might get annoyed at this, but you know what? It's a what if. Who cares? Who gives a shit? All right, any fucking way. Let's continue on with the story. Okay, so as of right now, our main boy Izuku is just straight up chilling at his in his own dimension. You guys just chilling, having fun. But honestly, something is bugging him. And okay. Oh wait, hold on. Real quick, I need to start this before I do anything crazy. Deku was honestly just bored because, well, it's the weekend and class is about to start again. Oh yeah, just in case I never did tell you guys, Deku hasn't even gone to the USJ yet. We're still in the very early stages of My Hero Academia as part of the story. He hasn't even gone to the sports festival yet, which is like, I don't know, which is like, so yeah, this is still very early season 1 Deku. Haven't even gone to the USJ, so this is like pre-season, like, oh my god. And this Deku's already as strong as Sung Jin Woo, like at the end of the dang story. Well, actually even stronger than that, considering what I've given him and the soldiers he has at his disposal now that could pretty much take on a lot. But I digress. Any fucking way. Deku was given another dungeon key this time, but this one is for the Demon Realms. I know you guys are gonna say, wait, isn't it the Demon Castle in solo leveling? Yes, it is, but for this one, I'm calling it the Demon Realms for a specific thing and for another specific Shadow Soldier he's going to be getting, because I've been putting this one off for a long time. And well, since I want to play more devil's advocate to my more sadistic side and into a much more cooler nature, because I know that no other what ifs channels out there will ever give you the amount of excitement I can give you. Yes, my storytelling skills might be bland as hell, but my ideas are straight up creative as fuck. So with that being said, let's just start this as much as we can. Okay, so anyway, well, with this, Deku are just opening the dungeon key within his own realm because he can just go open it anytime he wants to. And in this dungeon specifically, it's explained that there are 100 demon realms instead of 100 floors of the castle. So yes, Deku has to clear 100 demon realms and everything. Don't worry, he's still gonna meet, the character that Sung Jin Woo met in the, in the demon realms and everything. That is still going to happen, but it's just gonna, well, I have something a bit in mind before, after, like, all that stuff is said and done, because I feel like it was never really fleshed out. And while, yes, I'm gonna skip a few of the dungeon floors and whatnot because some of them aren't really that important, but just know he's gonna meet a very good and specific character that you guys, I think you guys will really love for him to actually fight and meet up in here. So with that being said, let's just get started. So obviously, as the demon realms, it's not really that hard for our boy Izuku here. He actually clears the first 25. Yeah, I said the first 25 and not the first freaking 30 or 50, whatever, or 70 like Sun Jin Woo did, because I want there to be a specific story, because he's going to meet a specific character, at the 25th level, and the higher he gets, it's when everything is going to get better. Okay, anyway, he stops at 25 and just goes back out, because obviously he doesn't feel like clearing it right now. But also, something's been bugging him, and his angels ask him what is the problem. And he just tells them that he feels like he's hit a wall at his level of power. Like, yes, he has his magic, his cursed energy, his infinite growth potential, his ki-based abilities and all that, and his god forms. But he still feels like he doesn't feel like he's as strong as he honestly could be. Oh yeah, just to give you guys a reminder, I'm not sick anymore, but I don't even know. I just still can't breathe for some goddamn reason through my nose, right? But oh well, moving on. Deku says he feels like he's hit a wall, like he's stagnant in his power. Like, sure, he could grow a bit more, but it's a lot slower. Now. Yeah, he just wishes he has someone like to train with in order to, get his powers up. Because at this point, Deku's already stronger than his goddamn angels. Like, now they grow like as his own strength grows, but they're still going to be weaker than him. And Deku's already obviously stronger than his entire verse, so there's no training partner that could actually push Deku even farther. But that's where this idea had come in for me, as when Deku was just wishing he had a training partner, something strange happens. Oh boy, I don't even know why I'm doing this, but you know what? I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't care. Until all of a sudden Deku gets a message onto his system and it's not even like the system giving him a message. Someone is sending a message through Deku's system straight to Izuku. And Deku was wondering who the heck can do this, as he hears a voice on the other side, and it tells him that they heard Izuku asking for a sparring partner, someone to train with to get stronger. Is that right? Izuku would obviously say yes off the bat, and while this person would say, great, then meet them inside of his hyperbolic time chamber, and he'll explain everything. As the angels and the rest of Deku's soldiers aren't really, and his goblins, all of that, aren't really feeling this is a good idea. But Deku honestly feels like he's got this. But at the same time, he's okay with letting his angels and everyone else come with him. So with that being said, Deku's shadow soldiers obviously go back into him, and the angels are following behind. And as Deku goes into the time chamber, hold on, let me show you guys the time chamber real quick. Alright, back here again. So we're back in Deku's time chamber. Remember, Deku can alter it as much as he goddamn wants. So there is no limit to how long he can train in here. There's no time limit, and he can adjust to whatever freaking terrain or how many years he wants up in here. So it doesn't really matter. His power will always grow. But training on his own always gets boring. So he finally walks into the time chamber, but someone is standing directly in the middle of it, and is waiting for him. And finally, the person turns around, and it tells him, I wish I could do the voice, but I don't think I can. But you know what? I'm gonna try my best. Like, there you are. I've been waiting for you, man. As Deku just says, wait, who are you? Me? My name is Shaggy. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do the goddamn voice right. I really, really wish I could. I'm trying my best, but I know I sound like a very trash Shaggy. So screw it. We're just gonna do this. And yes, this is the meme I'm playing into. Deal with it. I don't care. As Deku would say, Shaggy, yes. And Shaggy would go on to explain like who he is and everything and whatnot. As Deku would say, so you really are that strong. Yes, and Shaggy would go on to explain that how he just uses like 0.0000 infinite amount of zeros, 0.1% of his power. Because if he used at like 1% of his power, everything would die. Like all of fiction would straight up die. Dang. It's kind of crazy. So Deku would ask, "What are you doing here?" And Shaggy would tell him, "Like for you, man." Okay, I need to stop. I'm done. The voices sounds terrible, and I'm not gonna embarrass myself any further. So Shaggy would tell Deku that he heard his request for a training partner, and so Shaggy has volunteered to be that training partner for him because he can sense Deku's latent potential. And while it is amazing, he hasn't even begun to tap into it yet at all. He's just been copying and pasting all powers onto himself. And Deku would say that he doesn't really know how to awaken that power, and that's what Shaggy's here to do. He's here to train with Deku, or to train Deku himself. So Deku would obviously accept this training and say good, but Shaggy would say one thing: no one can help you. This is all you. You must develop your own skills by yourself. Which Deku would obviously accept the terms here, and Shaggy would say good. Let's begin right now, as Shaggy would just snap his fingers, and inside of the time chamber they would be in, Shaggy would tell Deku that no time would be passing out in the outside world at all, so they can train in here to their heart's content, or until Shaggy is confident enough that Deku can train on his own. Well, that Deku will be fine on his own. And oh boy. So honestly, the training would commence. I don't really know what to tell you guys. I mean, it would just be Deku trying to like land a punch on Shaggy, or well, trying to fight him at all, and Shaggy like embarrassing the crap out of Deku. But hey, keep in mind, this is getting Deku a whole lot stronger, because with Saitama's genes and everything else, and because of Deku's natural adaptability, and yes, I'm gonna play at this route too. He's slowly but surely adapting to Shaggy's strength. I know that should be literally impossible, fictionally impossible due to the goddamn meme we got going on. But you know, this is my what if, so I don't really care. He's adapting to Shaggy's power. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, Deku is fictionally impossibly adapting to Shaggy's power, which shouldn't be possible, but he's doing it, and even Shaggy can pick this up. And obviously he can just stop this progression whenever he wants to, but no, he wants to see if there's actually someone out there that actually could match his strength. But oh well. As something about Deku is changing, his title, of the One, is slowly turning into something else. Just like Shaggy's name, it's Deku's the One and the God, okay, title, the One, and class or whatever, God, whatever. Deku's title is now the God Eater. Yep, it's the same one as like what Shaggy has, and still Deku's class or whatever is known as the One. It's the same God title, the God Eater, and whatever the freaking main title he has or class, the One. Yep. So let me tell you now, this training is crazily beneficial because Deku is slowly using his like Super Saiyan forms and whatnot. And just because I knew you guys would want to see them, Deku is using his Great Sage God form at this point. And if you guys don't remember what that is, I used this back in Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, Great Sage God form. And so with this being said, Deku's getting used to this power, and he's feeling it get stronger and stronger, but Shaggy can still feel that Deku's not tapped into his potential just yet. So honestly, he pulls a Gojo, like when Gojo knocked out Yuji with his 2 fingers. He taps Deku on the forehead with his 2 fingers, and that unlocks Deku's hidden potential, and I mean all of it. So Deku is now, oh my god, you know what? Don't really care. I'm gonna do this anyway. Deku is 25% of Shaggy's true strength. And I know that should be impossible, but with Shaggy being able to make the time chamber and all that, he can, of course, make a place that can contain his power. So, how long would this fight even go? Honestly, I'll just make it go on for as long as it needs to. You know what? Okay. From their perspective, the fight's been... Okay, from Deku and Shaggy's perspective, the fight's been only lasting for like about... screw it. I'm gonna say it's lasted about a month to them. But if... Oh my god. But if you guys were to take in... if we were going by real time, if Shaggy did not freeze the outside world, if he didn't freeze anything, and time was able to flow freely, I'll tell you guys right now, there wouldn't be any planet for Deku to come back to because, yeah, it's raining outside. Sorry if you heard that, but there wouldn't be anything for Deku to come back to because it would have been, quadrillions of years. Yeah, like I'm gonna say 50 quadrillion years would have actually passed. But like I said, in the mindset, you don't actually know. So just for Deku's point of view, they've been fighting for like a month. But since time is frozen, it doesn't really matter. But since I'm bored and I want to get the story moved on, and I know you guys eventually do, Shaggy eventually uses 100% of his power. So yeah, don't care, playing into the meme here. Let's just do that. Yep, 100% of his full power. Him and Deku go completely at it, and let's just say be glad that Shaggy is using a place that can contain, using his power to contain them. Otherwise, it would just be terrible. So after the fight's said and done, it actually ends. You know what? I don't care. It's my what if I could do it. Deku ends up defeating Shaggy, but Shaggy offered to have Deku make a Shadow Soldier out of him, but Deku said no, it's not needed because pretty much he's adapted to Shaggy's strength and he pretty much has Shaggy's skills now. So that means he can do anything Shaggy can do, which is pretty much anything and everything. He is the new God Eater. So Shaggy says thanks for the cool fights and the trainings and everything. Oh, and he almost forgot. He snaps his fingers again and now time is resumed again once more. So Shaggy ends up leaving the time chamber, and when Deku comes back out again, oh boy, infinitely stronger than he once was now. Okay, but now, what do I need to do? Oh yeah, Tusk. He doesn't have Tusk yet. Okay, so let me get to doing that, because we gotta get the story moving on. So let's move on. All right, ask for Tusk here. So I'm gonna keep the story relatively the same, except besides a guild or anything, I gotta keep the story relatively cool or whatnot. Also, at this point, Deku is beyond boundless, so at this point, I can just make him go up against any character and he would win. I mean, he trained with Shaggy, and he was able to best him. The Ultra Instinct Shaggy, the meme we all came up with. And I know what you guys might be saying, it's not real, it's just fake, yada yada yada. Don't care, it's my what if, I do what I want. So now Deku has to use like 0.00 infinite zeros, 0.01% of his power before he freaking wrecks everything as well. Now, holding back is ridiculous. But the thing is, he's still going to get more power because why the heck not? Still not done with this what if. Not even close. Haven't even reached the end of My Hero Academia yet. This is still the beginning, and he's already this broken. Oh, this is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But hey, who cares? You guys are watching this video for a reason, so might as well. All right. Anyway, so this time it ends with Should I give him another shadow? Yeah. I need to give him like a few more shadows. So the next thing that happens would actually be very simple. This time Deku and Hana, Izuku and Hana, Deku and Uzaki, would be pretty much, they would all be at Uzaki's house just chilling on the main couch right there. Deku and his angels are at as well because this is a harem at this point. Doesn't really matter on this point until Deku gets like another alert for an A rank dungeon. A high A rank dungeon. And this time Uzaki wants to go with him, but not just her sister, brother, and the mom actually want to come with during this one because they're actually interested to see what type of dungeons Deku can do or what the type of stuff he does to get stronger. Deku asks them, are they sure? And they pretty much simply nod their heads, yes. All right, don't say I didn't warn you. As Deku would simply, oh yeah, now he doesn't really freaking need to go to a specific destination for these gates to open. He can just open them anytime he wants because Shaggy's level of power. He said screw listening to the system. I'll open this gate whenever I feel like opening this gate or in wherever I want to open whenever. So A rank dungeon key, he pretty much puts the key into the open space of the living room and the dungeon and the portal opens and pretty much gestures for all of them to follow. As pretty much all of them follow in and they appear in this in this different part, in this like specific dungeon that looks like a stronghold and a fortress mixed together. And obviously this is like Tusk's dungeon where they take on, what are they, like goblins, mages, whatever. I freaking forgot their name. I freaking forgot the names of them specifically. But yeah, they all come forward, and pretty much Deku's shadow army is taking care of the lesser people, while Deku and Hana herself. You know what? Some of the Ozaki family members as well, because they have quirks that can somewhat fight, except for the mom. She doesn't really have a combat-based quirk, but that's all right. Because Deku can just give you powers. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, as that fight goes on, Tusk is seen sitting in his goddamn throne. And, what else should happen? Okay. And then Tusk starts to speak to Deku, telling him that he is like, no, not like the other humans. Pretty much he says what Baruka should have said back then. Like, you can understand their language. How are you able to speak our tongue and whatnot? And Deku starts questioning Tusk about why do they want to kill human? Like, why do they want everybody dead? And what does he mean? But the system outright blocks Deku from saying that. Same thing with Sung Jin Woo. Not for the specific reason that you guys might think. Something is actively preventing Deku from listening from this. Huh. Weird. Alright, fine then. So instead of this one, they actually go out of their way to start fights now. And let's not pretend it isn't a wash here. With the people, with the soldiers that Deku has, Kakarot, the literal the upgraded cosmic Garo, Saitama, and Godzilla, and all of that. Yeah, it's easy, straight up easy. Deku easily wipes the floor with Tusk, only in his base form, by the way. Like, Deku's base form, it's like Saitama versus the Deep Sea King. Punches a hole straight through him without even trying. And keep in mind, Deku's Shadow Soldiers grow with him, so they're even stronger than that version at that point. Which means his Saitama is even stronger than that. So, Deku just arises Tusk, and now Tusk is a part of his team. Jesus. Alright, guys, so before we go back and finally... You know what? Nah. Deku, I gotta continue My Hero Academia because this has gone on for just a bit. Maybe I could put another anime. Screw it. This is going on for an hour or so anyway. So you know what? Well, why the heck not? So before the weekend ends, this is this is still Sunday. So, but before Deku is just hanging out by himself this time because he wants to go to more alternate universes like that Dragon Ball Z one that he did before, and because Deku is now Shaggy level of knowledge, he pretty much knows every single, verse in fiction out there that he could ever go to. And so, you know what? He decides on going to the Naruto verse because he likes their Susanoo and their tailed beast. So, you know what? Portal gate opens. He literally just opens a portal himself to it and just walks right in. Man doesn't even need... Man he waits for dungeon keys himself, but if he wants to go to an alternate reality, he can just do that himself. He's that busted. So let's go. Let's go to Naruto. Narutoverse, and do I even need to explain what happens there? This is its own a different alternate reality of the Narutoverse. So don't worry, guys. None of your favorite characters are gonna get killed or being harmed. God dang. Sorry, guys. 1 second. The power was just knocked out of my goddamn house. So that just happened. That's why I just went off on a tangent there. Yeesh. It's really coming down outside. But oh well. Okay. I'm gonna try to ignore it as best as I can. So anyway, Ooh, wow. That really did knock all the power out in here. Dang. Okay, so, it's pretty simple. Deku gets... there's no need to even talk about the people he fights, because he can easily just whoop them. So, as for all the tailed beasts, he pretty much gets them on his side, and because this is a, different version, this is Deku's own created version of the Narutoverse, he can pretty much do what he wants here. So, the tailed beasts, he pretty much gets them and seals them away and inside of him. So now he can call upon their power whenever he wants. He has all the tailed beasts. And I even mean the 0 tails and the 10 tails. He has that. He can unleash their true power whenever he wants to. And not only that, he has a few other things. Of course, this would mean Deku having his very own Sharingan. Because what kind of Narutoverse would it be if I didn't give him a Sharingan? Come on, guys, you should know at this point I was definitely going to give him one. But that's not... Deku just doesn't have just one Sharingan. Oh, nah. Bam. Deku can call upon any Sharingan he wants. So he can do the 1, 2, 3, but he can also call upon specific Sharingans that have ever been used before. But not only that, I mean, what kind of story would this be if I didn't give him the Renengan too? Nope, still not done. And here we are, guys. Deku also arising like, yes, he said arise to the other Uchiha members. I mean, okay, Kakashi, you know what? Kakashi Sensei, screw it, this is its own universe, so yeah, he can do whatever he wants here. Arose their shadows, and now he has access to them and their Susanoo as well. Susanoo. It's Susanoo. So yes, Deku has his very own Susanoo army. Hey, he can create his own whenever he wants to as well, so that's not own. It's not any different. And of course, what timeline would this be if he didn't arise a version of Naruto? So yeah, he has his own version of Naruto as well, along with the other tailed beast. So, oh boy, this is getting even crazier. But I'm still not done, because Sasuke is even different as well. And what do I mean by different? Well, on top of it, the power that he has now, he also still has the curse mark. So Deku reawoken that power within him. And I know you guys might say, but it's gone. Yeah, it is, but since he used it before, I'm still giving it to him. So, whoop, don't care. What else can I give him from the Naruto verse? Oh yeah, almost forgot about that. The things from the Boruto verse, their specific Byakugan. Yep. Even though I personally never watched the Boruto verse like that, I still know certain things about it. So having this on its side as well, it's just, oh boy. Yeah, I'm going overboard, but I genuinely don't care. Deku has Taijutsu on his side. Now he knows how to use chakra and Tail Beast chakra, and also different specific styles. Wood style, fire style, crystal style, earth style. Doesn't matter. Still going on. Okay, now we need to get into the My Hero Academia stuff. Let's go. So finally we're back at Shiketsu yet again. And this time... wait, did I already... Oh, yeah. We're back at Shiketsu, and this time they're going to the USJ. The Universal Simulation Joint. I can't believe I actually said that right. Because all the time I've been saying Universal Studios Japan. I don't even know why I kept saying that. But, who cares? Alright, so, screw it, because I don't really know what other good teacher to say, so Miss Joke for this one. I know she teaches different students, but for this one, it's Miss Joke. She actually gets them onto the bus and gets them with their hero costumes on as they move on. And if you guys don't remember Deku's hero costume, it's pretty much Sung Jin-woo's dripped outfit. And if you guys still want a reminder, then it's this. Yeah, this is Deku's hero outfit. Doesn't really feel a need to change it or whatnot. Doesn't really feel a need to make it flashy or anything. Just this. I mean, hey, man looks dripped out enough. So who cares? I'm just gonna leave it on this. They make it to the USJ, and I'm trying to think here. Oh right, I got it. You know what? Just because I can save the tension for later, so it doesn't matter. God dang, it's really coming down out there. Sorry about that, y'all. So actually, this one here is going to be a joint training with UA. So yes, Shiketsu and UA are actually going to meet like extremely early this time around in season 1, because there are other hero schools out there. And Principal Nezu decided to join up with the Shiketsu's principal just to show who's superior and whatnot. Who cares? But unlike, Deku's classmates, god damn. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Okay, whatever. I apologize for any interference back there, but hey, it's just gonna happen. Okay. So, just to show who's superior, but unlike UA, Deku's classmates have actually been training, and training a lot, a whole lot. So, unlike UA that just filled with talented people that don't actually work their quirks, same can't be said for the Shiketsu students. Okay, so anyway, moving on from that ordeal, they get off the bus and they meet Class 1 and they meet Class 1A. Shiketsu 1A meets, UA's Class 1A. And as they get off the bus, everybody starts coming out one by one, and they meet their class rep, which I'm going to say is still Ida this time around, because I've still just genuinely got no goddamn idea who to pick, who it would have been in canon. It's still Ida and Yaoyorozu. Oh yeah, and the one that replaces Deku in... God damn it! I'm getting annoyed. And the one that replaces Deku in Class 1A is, Shinso. You got to give Shinso some love. He's been in he's been in general studies, which are like the step below the hero course, so you can possibly get your chance. So I'm giving love to Shinso. Shinso deserves some love. No one ever loves Shinso for some goddamn reason, but I actually like the dude a lot. He's pretty cool. So when Ida gets off the bus, they ask who's their representative, and they say that he's coming down right now. And as Deku comes out of the bus, Bakugo actually doesn't recognize Deku because, well, for the fact is, Deku's changed, like, a lot. I mean, he's massively taller, massively bulkier. The dude has, like, longer hair. The dude has longer hair because remember, Bakugo still remembers Deku as, the canon Deku from the beginning of the story that we knew. So, the shy boy Deku and all that. Like, yes, but except, Deku had the white hair and the green tips, and he still had the green eyes. Bakugo does see that, but remember, the world is filled with a whole bunch of quirk people, and Deku was, like, never this goddamn tall. So, and this happened over the span of, like, over the span of a year. So, of course, Bakugo would not recognize Deku, like, at all. So, remember, Deku's 8 foot 4 inches tall, bulky like freaking Dragon Ball Super Broly, I mind you. I mean, well, he's he's like Baki level of jacked and toned. And guys got more power than anything in fiction, and an intense aura that radiates "Don't fuck with me." So, yeah, of course, Bakugo would never recognize this guy, never recognize him unless the name was said. So anyway, they would pretty much Class 1A would be intimidated by Izuku, straight up intimidated as he comes down. Also, Deku isn't wearing like shoes like Sung Jinwoo is. Deku wears like black combat boots, steel toe combat boots. Anyway, so just to make himself look even more drippy, he doesn't need dress shoes. He just wears combat boots. Ida steps off, walks up to Izuku and realizes that he towers over them, like by a wide margin. And he sticks his hand out and says, "Nice to meet a fellow hero in training, a fellow hero in training student." Deku's respectful. He's like he's all around a nice guy. He's not mean or scary to people, or scary, even though some people might depict him to be. So he reaches out his hand and gives Ida the respect as well. Nice to meet you as well. It's an honor. It's an honor to meet the students from. It's an honor to meet the students from UA. As people are actually start to wind down because they realize that Deku's a pretty chill dude, and he's not all the big, muscly, scary type jockeys that others might expect. But yeah. Anyway, they start picking up conversation. Crazy enough, the name is never actually brought up. Ida says his name and everything, but before Deku can say his name, the teachers get their attention and they walk in. 13 goes on, they meet 13, and she goes on the tangent about how quirks can easily kill people and whatnot, because all quirks are potentially dangerous if they, aren't trained very well. Deku could easily kill someone with just looking at them. But we're not on that train right now. Now it's time for the League of Villains to actually attack. And whoop, crazy enough, they do. And here they are in the very beginning. So the League of Villains attack like normal, and instead of 20 students versus, I don't know, like what, probably 50 to 100 villains, it's actually 40 students. So this is actually a lot closer. We don't exactly know how many villains were actually in the USJ attack, so I'm going to say like around up to like maybe 100, probably 200, up to 150. I don't really know. But that number's actually closer because there's a lot more students now, and you have a lot more powerful students. One sec, guys. Yeah, one sec, guys. Yeah. All right, sorry about that, y'all. So, okay, crazy enough, okay, so just for the sake of the plot, Kurogiri comes up and teleports everyone all over again. So, yeah, everyone's still all over the place. Okay, so where would Deku be? At this point in time, he would be on the boat again with Sue and Shinso this time because remember, Sue and Mineta would still be there. And Shinso because, remember, Shinso's the replacement of Deku. So Deku would actually be there, but also somebody else would be there with him. And it would be, give me one second, y'all. I have to show you the classmate. Beast Boy, or Hajime Suzuki. So yeah, Hajime would be there with him, and pretty much the the questions would go on about the same, like what are you guys and what are your quirks, as Deku takes inventory, and Su, Mineta, and Shinso's quirks aren't really suited for all around combat like that, but him and Hajime actually can't handle it. But they come up with a very good plan. Hajime would turn into a shark and should pretty much dive in there since he can be combat orientated, and he'll give Su and Mineta the pretty much the signal when to jump or whatnot. So moving on from that. Oh wait, you know what? I'll just make this more badass. Deku just calls his flying Nimbus. Yes, he has a flying Nimbus. Don't ask me how. Dragon Ball Z World. So yeah, he copied that. Flying Nimbus. He put Su, Mineta, and Shinso onto the cloud, and they just started flying across as Deku and Hajime took care of the villains. And finally, they flew over to the edge. Hajime can turn into a goddamn bird, so it doesn't matter. Sorry about that. Okay, so finally, Mr. Aizawa and, oh yeah, Miss Joke, by the way, would be taking care of the villains. So thankfully, Aizawa isn't as tired because he has somewhat of backup. But still, only 2 pro heroes versus probably hundreds of villains. Yeah, it'll still wear you out. So thankfully they're exhausted. But hey, Deku ain't finna just sit around here. So him and Hajime immediately rush in as Mineta just yells at them, "Are you too crazy?" Deku just yells back, "We're heroes. It's what we do." As they step in and they start fighting off the villains. And Miss Aizawa's trying to tell them to get out of there, but Miss Joke has confidence in her students, saying, "Come on, Eraser, let them it's okay, Eraser. I gave them permission. They're allowed to help." So finally, and thankfully, more Shiketsu students actually start showing up because they actually took care of their villains and the problem's a lot easier with the help of some UA students. But hey, it doesn't really matter. So finally, most of the area is taken care of except for the Nomu, Kurogiri, and Shigaraki. And as for the Nomu here, shouldn't really be. It's not really going to be hard at all. And because because I want to throw Bakugo's trail off Deku more, Deku would say, "Ooh, I got it. Come forth. Come forth, Sasuke." And the Shadow Soldier version of Sasuke would come forward. Yep, this is, Deku's shadow version of Sasuke. Roll with it because of the curse mark and everything. Don't care, move on. As Deku would point at the Nomu and just say, have some fun. Sasuke would run at the Nomu and pretty much start tearing it apart. The regeneration makes it somewhat of a nuisance, but oh boy. But hey, Sasuke is ripping apart the Nomu with genuine ease, using his sword, his fire style techniques, and all. And using his electric chakra. Jesus Christ, I'm losing my voice here. So it doesn't really matter. Shigaraki realizes that he's completely outmatched. So he and Kurogiri do try to leave. Deku would stop them by using God, instead of Dominator's Touch, it's God's will in Deku's case. So using his telekinesis, he freezes them in place, having everybody wondering, wait, what's this guy's quirk? What's going on? He has more than one power. Is he like Todoroki born with 2 quirks? Oh, hell no, you don't really know. Until All For One on Reflex pulls them back due to his gray sludge and everything, so they did end up getting away. Damn it. And so Sasuke would be done taking care of the Nomu because it's a monster and whatnot. And because the Nomu is pretty much done for at this point, Deku can tell that the Nomu is just a bioengineered corpse at this point. And he tells this to the heroes, and the heroes give Deku permission to kill it. So he tells Sasuke to actually go and kill it now, which Sasuke does by literally shooting lightning at it and just burning its body to a crisp and roasting the brain, so rendering it dead, until Deku goes up to the Nomu. Arise. And rises the Nomu from the dead, and now its name will be known as Beast. Nice. And now Bakugo will be running up to this guy "Hey, you damn bastard!" Deku would just be annoyed. Ugh. "Don't ignore me! What's your quirk?" Deku would just turn around and say, none of your business. as he would move on, and as of the rest of his classmates, and finally class 1A get bound back up again. Finally, the teachers would show up, but it's already too late. Deku already took care of the problem, and now the situation would have already been handled. As some people actually do want to ask Deku what's his quirk and everything, Deku just says it doesn't matter. Deku just says irrelevant question, so he just doesn't answer. Anyway, with this thing being done here, as they get back on the bus and head back to Shiketsu after what happened, Deku tells his classmates that because of what happened today, they might get a few days off from school, but that doesn't give them any excuse to slack off on their training, because he knows something big is going to come up. So, they better not slack on their training at all. In fact, since they were attacked by actual villains, this should be motivation for them to train harder, which they agreed to, and just like Deku predicted, school is going to be out for like the next 2 weeks or so. Yeah, the next 2 weeks. So this gives Deku time to go back to the demon realms and finally start to clear them. All right, here we go. Okay, demon realms. So I can actually start doing this here. So guys, you guys are gonna like what I'm doing now, because it's about time I do something like this. I'm not gonna get into the sports festival this time around, because I've got ideas upon shadow soldiers, and it's time I make them known. So as Deku goes back to the demon realms and starts clearing them more, finally he makes it to the 30th level, and this is where finally where the new character comes in that Jinwoo fumbled the bag on, who is actually a fan favorite and actually one of my top fan favorites. Deku ends up meeting. You guys already knew what I was gonna do. He ends up meeting Essel. So oh boy, here we go. So I mean, the interaction between them goes the same. Deku trying to get like his his clearance key or whatever, and trying to move on and like clearing demons left and right, because this is the 30th level. Yeah, Essel's on the 30th level for a specific reason, because this is 100 demon realms, and I've got specific soldiers for Deku to get. So in this one here, it's pretty simple what's going on. This Essel's tries to take out Deku here, but I mean, it pretty much goes just like Sung Jinwoo, except a lot like less of an effort. They like all of them charge at Deku. Deku pretty much just opened his eyes, and it's like he used freaking hockey, except it's just okay. If you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, you guys would know what Jiren did with his eyes. Just used eye blast and sent them, and pretty much just killed them instantly. Not Essel though, because I'm gonna say Essel had like a lot more heavier armor on, so it pretty much the armor just got blown right back into the wall. But the other like 5 demons she had with her just straight up died. So as Deku walks up, Essel tries to stand back up and come at him again, but since she has the helmet on, Deku doesn't know, and instantly Essel says like that, "You will die," but Deku grabs her by the helmet and just says, "I'm sorry. What was that? You were saying something about death." As instantly Deku he thrusts one of the blades of chaos at her. I haven't really used the blades of chaos in a while, so it's time I pick back up on this. As he thrusts the blades of chaos before her, she screams, "Wait! It was a prank! There are cameras!" I said that for a goddamn reason. If you know, then you know. If you know, then say it in the comment section down below. Then you will understand. All right, sorry guys. I'm gonna. As Deku just says, "Wait a minute." As he pretty much takes the helmet off and just throws it, and he sees that it's Essel, a girl. Oh shit. As Deku realizes that it's a goddamn girl. It's a goddamn girl. Like as Deku immediately says, "Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent here. How old are you?" Old enough? Do you happen to have any relation to the Midoriya family? Not that I know of. Finally, a normal heroine. Like, wait, you are a girl, right? Does that really matter? Honestly, at this point, no, not really. Like, well, I'm not just a girl. Right. I am Essel, princess of the demon of the Demon King. And like, oh, you're a princess. Wait, princess. What kind of What kind of father would put what kind of father would put his daughter on the front lines? Yeah, he's kind of a dick. The other soldiers in the castle are actually my siblings. Oh shit. Then it goes on to a tangent. Double kill, triple kill, killing spree, killionaire, overkill, serial killer. Like, kill achievement unlocked. Nice, nice, 10,000 kills. Whoops. Like, don't worry about it. I have a lot of, my father breeds them like ants. Oh, god dang. I just said that whole thing as a goddamn mishap, y'all. It was if you guys know where that's from, put it in the comment section down below. You'll get a love comment and you will get pinned. You will get pinned in the comment section. I promise you will. All right. Anyway, continuing on, we got to move. Okay. Let's move on now. But seriously though, Deku gets back into the seriousness about it. But anyway about it. Deku would ask, "What? Like, do you have a voice? Like, are you supposed to be attacking humans?" Esso would pretty much faint from this and all that. But Deku would instantly just wake her up by healing her and everything. But still, Deku would just strike a deal with Esso that, like, oh boy, that's saying he won't really hurt anyone else as long as he gets like the dungeon, the clearance that he can move on to the next level. And Esso says like she can get that for him as long as she returns alive, they'll be happy. Deku just like happy that their other soldiers died. Whatever. As he pretty much sheathes his blade of chaos again and turns around and tries to walk away. Esso does try to hit him from the back. Pause on that one. tries to stab him with the sword while his back is turned. I probably should have said that instead of the first thing. But obviously, before she can even do that, Tusk comes out and pretty much puts up a force field. Even though it's not needed, she gets thrown right back as Deku looks behind him and says, "What you doing?" Esso immediately starts begging for forgiveness, like that was a complete mistake that she won't make again. And Deku honestly just says, "This is annoying." But he walks up to Esso, and pretty much you get this moment right here. Like, I'm only trusting you just because I want this dungeon key, and only because you guys are fodder next to me. But that being said, considering I'm about to walk into your territory, you are a demon. Can I trust anything that comes out of your mouth? And Esso would go on to say, "Yes, I wouldn't lie to you." Good. Now, I would have done the abridged version here, but I'm like, nah, we're not doing this. Oh, wait, I pretty much just exposed myself. Oh, well, move on. As, fine then. And Tusk and Deku just gives Tusk a look, and Tusk decides to carry Esso back. And as Tusk is carrying her, Deku just, you know what? I can't help myself, guys. Okay. Deku does this little thing here because I just can't resist. System. Oh, but before we go, there's something I do want to make clear. System. Activate voice appeal. Demonic mode. Voice appeal activated. And it goes into a whole tangent about I can't do a demonic voice, but hey, just pretend my voice is demonic so I can move on. Listen. I am allowing you to live so I can move on from this treacherous land. But if you betray me, I will pin you down, choke you slowly, and just so I can bring you back as my personal shadow slave. Do you understand me? And Esso would immediately go on to, yep, she has those hearts in her eyes because demon. And immediately Esso would say, "Yes, master. New routes unlocked. Servant route. Would you like to accept this route? Well, this is unexpected, but, well, yeah, sure, I accept. Servant route selected." Wait, what? Hey, like, from now on, I will be known as Esso, the slave to Lord Izuku. Guide to Izuku is fine. Pet, oh lord, pets of Izuku. How about Tor? How about, the showing me around is fine. Oh lord. Wait, I got it. What's the next one? I said slave. I said pet, And oh, I got it. The last one is made up, but I don't really care. You're just showing me around. Nothing too bad. The baby mama of Izuku. Okay, just take me to your father. You are my daddy. Your actual father. Okay, now we cut to the Demon King. I don't even know what I'm actually doing anymore. I'm playing too much. All right, let's go. And finally, when they make it to the Demon Castle, the Demon King is going on that whole tangent thing about this again. Like, what in the universe have you brought home, Essel? Huh? Like, can't you see the endless power, the Demon King can see Deku's aura, and it's like overwhelmingly scary. But not only that, he can see Deku's like soldiers hiding in his shadow, just waiting for him. Huh? I'm surprised he noticed. If you've deceived my daughter and attempt to seize our castle, then you will be sentenced to death on the spot. And like Essel's trying to keep everything calm. Like, brother, chill. Like, she tells her dad to like calm down, and Deku would just stay calm. Like, she and I have a deal. I won't hurt anybody as long as I get the clearance pass that I need for this place. And the Demon King would come to the realization that his best soldiers were killed, and this guy's pretty much obviously going to win here. But the Demon King has to ask, do you really think that you can clear the entire realms? I've already this is level 30, and I've got like 70 more to go. So yes, I do. The Demon King warns Deku that they're among like the top 30, they're like mid-level compared to the rest he's going to face, especially I'm trying to think. Ooh, I got it. Especially the levels in the upper 90s, because Deku will face true hell up there. Deku said they're already in hell. Can't face anything worse than he already has right now. Good point. Fine. So they give Deku the clearance pass and be gone with him. And Deku says one more thing. So Deku says one more thing as puts his arm around Essel. I'll need your daughter. And Demon King's about to be like, Deku's like, wait, hold on, it's not what you think. You see, she happened to knows the other locations of the other clearance keys that I need in order to progress. So for that to happen, and for this to be a lot easier on my part, I'll just need her to be my guide and to come with me. And the Demon King exhales. And you'll guarantee her safety? Not one hair upon her head will be touched. I can guarantee you that. And with that being said, the Demon King accepts, and Deku says, all right, I'll be counting on you, Essel. Right. All right. So now as they move on, guys, I get to have a lot more fun with this than I usually would. So, hey, who cares? And unlike Jinwoo, Deku isn't just going to dip because he doesn't have a reason to. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the elixir of life. After collecting like 10,000 like demon souls, Deku did see the recipe here, and he is going to get it in this one, because it can clear any status alignment or anything else that he needs. Shit. Of course, Deku could use some stuff like this. So now they move on. Okay, so anything else besides this point isn't really relevant at this point, because Deku gets like level 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. All right, 80s is where he's gonna start having to put in some like maybe 1% of Deku might have to actually put in tell his shadows to start letting loose now, because they've all been holding back severely. And Essel couldn't believe the amount of power she's seeing from Izuku, because this is insane. Well, no wonder he beat all of them so easily. Wasn't even trying. Now, level 80 is when we come up to some crazy freaking demons. And let me tell you guys now, we've got some crazy stuff. Now, let me mention some more shadows that Deku's going to get. So, I'll show you guys some tangents. So, we're just going to move on. Pictures, and let's keep going. So, at the start of level 80, when Deku gets to like 85 and whatnot, he comes up against these seven deadly sins. And well, I'm gonna tell you now, Deku doesn't have to put that much effort into it, but hey, when he lets his shadows go all out, it's pretty much a wash. So yeah, these 7 right here: pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. Easy, become his shadow soldiers. But that's not all, because 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 as well. 7 emotions. Wait, no, 7 traits. I don't really know what these guys are, but diligence, temperance, 7 deadly sins. The 7 like emotional spectrums of whatnot. So hey, Deku gets those as well. And having these on his side is like pretty crazy. And when he's at like level 89, so here we go. Next thing, Vritra. Deku has to fight this crazy monster here, but that's not all the monsters he has to fight. This is like a little mini boss that he has to fight here. I mean, easily washing this guy, but when he arises it, oh boy, it's a lot more powerful than it looks. It also actually has a second form, which it did transform into, and Deku just wipes out. Easy. But hey, when he arises it, it does come up like this, but it also shows its secondary form. Bam. Like a giant dragon kaiju, but that's not it. Shows, yeah, this type of full power here, and has different type of elements that it can use now, thanks to Deku's, like, influence and whatnot. So, yeah, insanely strong. Oh boy. And now on to the main bosses that Deku's gonna have to fight here. Oh boy. As these are the 5... I'm trying to think. 5... I got it. The 5 overlords of hell. 5 overlords of hell. As... I mean, yeah. Okay, so Deku would show off 1% of his true power. He would actually use Super Saiyan in this state, which actually does power up the rest of his soldiers in the Super Saiyan state as well. And let's just tell you now, they pretty much watch everybody. Listen, when you train with Shaggy and you got like, and when you beat him in a fight, pretty much everything else becomes obsolete at that point. Don't you think so? So yeah, 5 overlords of hell. It doesn't matter what their names are. Doesn't matter what their names are. I mean, Deku will use these guys to fight at one point, but Jesus Christ, I've already made it too crazy. And finally, level 90. Alright, guys. You guys are going to love this level here, because I've been waiting to do this for a while. To do this for a while. When Deku reaches level 90, this is a specialized stage, because, well, every demon on this level seems to be killed already by something specific. And as Deku finally makes it, this is a special boss here. New mission alert. Kill the Slayer. Yep, guys, this is paying homage to the Doomslayer. Kill the Doomslayer. And I mean the Doomslayer. And, oh, keep in mind, guys, this is the Doomslayer with everything, by the way. And I mean everything. All of his weapons. It doesn't matter what they are. Even from Doom Dark Ages, he still has them. Sorry, I just wanted to show a cooler picture. Hold on, that's not cool enough. Maybe that. Hold on, now let me see if I can find something better. Yeah, this is better. Objective, kill the Doomslayer. So Deku has to fight the Doomslayer now, and oh boy. Let me tell you, this was actually somewhat rough, because the Doomslayer is all about rip and tear. So Deku actually had to go all the way up to his god form to actually fight the Slayer, because the Slayer just wouldn't stay down until Deku finally had put him down with the Kamehameha. And oof, that actually took the Slayer out. And since we're going by lore, the actual mythology war of the Slayer, it did actually take Deku's god form to do so. Well, it was overkill, but hey, it got the job done. Until stupid thunder and lightning arise. Yep, now Deku has the Doomslayer on his side as well. So as we move on into the level up in the upper 90s, oh, Deku actually got to take down some other demons from the Doomslayer. Let me show ya. So yeah, Deku did arise some of the demons from Doomslayer, because they are actually very strong. Like these motherfuckers, right? Having to stop these guys, and of course these gigantic titans, and also the icons of sin. Yeah, Deku was able to take out the icons of sin at this point, which was even tougher. So, and even arising them. Oh boy, this is only gonna get even crazier, but I'm not done yet. As Deku gets into level 9, I got it. As he gets to level 92, he meets the King of Hell in the level 92 verse, Johnny Blaze, aka the Ghost Rider. And this is going to be fun here. So Deku just ends up fighting a whole bunch of Ghost Riders. I mean, Johnny Blaze, god dang, I forgot the other ones. No, how could I forget the others? Sorry guys, give me a second, I gotta remember. There we go. Yeah, Johnny Blaze, Randy Reyes, and I can't really remember the other ones right now. But hey, yeah, he ends up fighting their armies, and it's just because he's Deku, he ends up winning. And guess what? A rise. Now Deku is the new king of hell in this verse, and now he has a whole bunch of he has every single ghost spawn under his control, and I mean every single one of them. That includes ones that will be, even like, Wolverine and whatnot. Hold on, I think I got other ones. So yeah, give me one sec. So yeah, I mean every single Ghost Rider that has been, my guy, in every verse. That includes like the Hulk right here that we got. And Venom. Hold on, moving on. Yeah, Robbie Reyes. He's got all that power at his disposal. Ooh, this is just, yeah, planets. This is scary taken out of context, but who cares? I'm having fun with this as we keep it freaking going. Oh yeah, even so, Robbie Reyes stays in his celestial form now. I know in the comics he only did this once, but hey, I'm keeping this going because this is too good to pass up. Too good to not have on your side here. Yeah, I already specified Wolverine. Yep, with his Hell Cycle. Screw it, even the Cosmic Ghost Rider too. So yeah, you guys might be saying, okay, aren't I making this a bit too broken? Yes, and I love it. I do not care. Hell, you guys already know how this rolls. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Oh yeah, even the ones that can do magic, like Doctor Strange and whatnot. Yes, Robbie Reyes, even with the Silver Surfer, got that power too. Is that it? No, wait, no, I'm pretty sure he has something else. Oh wait, yeah, I did have something else in mind. More Robbie Reyes with the, Celestial. But I'm sure you guys remember, I've seen the recent death battle between, Ghost Rider and Spawn as of lately. Oh yeah, also the Angel Rider, his true power. So with that being said, if he's taken over Hell, and he's already got, Ghost Rider on his side, why not? Why not take on a whole bunch of Hell spawns to go at it? Here, King of, as he move up to like level 94, 95, he has a whole bunch of Hell spawns he has to fight now against these spawn. You guys already know Deku using his Ghost Rider army to fight, and his other shadow soldiers. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. But hey, this is becoming cool. All of these Hellspawn fighters just coming together, and yeah, this is Deku fighting these guys with access to their weapons and shit too. Oh, this is taken out of context so badly, but at the same time, I don't care. Oh yeah, Phoenix Force. I almost forgot about that. Deku has that because the Ghost Rider had that at one point as well. Even Spawn at his full power against, like, Angel Spawn. Yeesh. Being able to rewrite realities itself is just never going to be enough. Oh, but I know you guys do want to see the army of Hell Spawns that, Spawn has against him, so let's show that real quick. Yeah, because you guys wanted to see it, the army of Hell Spawns that, do show up. That is with Spawn inside of his army. So with that being said, an army of Hell Spawns. Obviously, Deku wins this fight because, gotta make it happen. Arise, and whoop! Army of Hell spawned to the side. Awesome. You guys might be saying I made him way too broken for this. I did. Still don't care, by the way. Okay, now, finally, as it's done, the upper level 90s, Deku taking care of the rest of them, having literally Hell spawned at his disposal, being the King of Hell and Ghost Riders. There's pretty much not anything that can stand up to them, because Deku has an infinite, like, millions of Ghost Riders and infinite levels of Hell spawns at his disposal. And Ethel seeing this it's just, like, she's beyond shocked, because how the can anybody do this? But finally, on the 100th level, Deku is, for the first time, will be forced to go beyond 50% of his power. Just kidding. No, he won't. Will be forced to go beyond 2% of his power, because at the 100th level is the final boss, and it's not Baran. Deku defeated Baran on the lower levels, coming up to level 50. At this point, the person that Deku has to fight is, boom. Do you guys recognize him? Oh, you probably don't from this picture, but you will from this next one. Whoop! New mission objective: defeat the Scarlet King. Yes, sir. Deku has to defeat the Scarlet King. And Oh man, you guys might be asking, wait, could Deku even pull this off? Yep, Shaggy's the strongest in all of fiction. Has to go beyond. Has to go beyond the 2% of his power. Deku goes 3%. I'm not even gonna try to make this seem like a big fight here because you guys already know due to my own fiction and whatever. Deku ends up defeating the Scarlet King, even though it should be impossible. And even though it should be impossible to arise him, I don't make shit impossible for Deku. Arise. SCP-00, whatever the heck the Scarlet King is, I actually don't know. And yep, the Scarlet King. Deku names him the Scarlet King for this, and now all 100 levels of hell have been completed. This was probably like very, very rushed on my part, but you know, I still don't care enough to not do it. And Esso like can't believe that it's been completed. Everything has been stopped. And unlike before, Deku doesn't outright leave, because when Esso offers food and in compensation for completion, Deku immediately takes it because he's goddamn starving here. So yeah, all right. Now back to the now they travel back to the other things here, as they travel back to Esso's like part of the demon realms, which is back in level 30. So it's a long way down. Oh wait, no, it's not. Since Deku took over and he wins, he can teleport between any part of the demon realms now. So back to round 30. So let's continue with the story here. And okay, give me 1 second. So as they make it back to round 30, Esso pretty much asked the question like, Izuku, if you don't mind me asking, why did you excuse my clan? Oh, because I took a liking to you. And that's what happens. So finally they make it back. Demon Castle, the demon realms have been cleared and peace has been restored here. The Demon King asks what Izuku plans on doing actually. Honestly, Deku says he just plans on returning back to his own realm for a while. But still, having the demon realms as part of his domain, that means he'll be able to visit here anytime he pleases. But Esso would be upset without him here. So as the feast does go on here, and Deku walks out of the castle because he's about to leave now, Esso would be sad if he just left. So it's like in the Ragnarok scene. So hold on, let me show you that real quick. So while this stuff would be going on here, as Deku's about to head out, Esso has something to tell Izuku here, that she loves him. Deku would be shocked here, and he would that. This would be a shocker because Deku would say he already has a bunch of he already has girlfriends in this scene, but then plural. But Deku pretty much tells him there's like a harem going on, but hey, Esso doesn't care. She still wants to be with Izuku. Like, are you sure about this? And yep. So Deku here just summons the rest of the Ozaki family, the brother who's turned into a female for this sake of the story. So it's just all sisters. Deku tells about Esso, and Hana's with it. So hey, she's a part of the harem too. So this makes what, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's hold on. That's 3 angels. You got Uzaki and her sisters. That's 2 right there, and you got the 4, 5, 6, 7. Dang, Deku's got 8 girls in his harem now. Golly, this guy here. All right, but Esso is the last one. I promise you, Esso is the last one because I cannot risk going up anymore because this would just diminish. This would just make it too much for me. So Esso being a part of the harem now welcomes, and because of this, I gotta leave this on. I gotta give this a high note here. So with that being said, Esso says she's willing to go to the outside world with Izuku as well. Because she wants to see more realms in this because hey, Deku is just that strong. He's that guy. He's that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not getting this video taken down. Even though I can say it, this video's not getting taken down. So as we move on, hold on. Quick high note. Let me show you this right here. Hat, kiss. All right, next. Okay. As we move on up to the next bit. Okay, hold on, guys. Give me a sec to think about what course of actions to take next, or should I just end it? So 1 second. All right, guys. I was thinking on if I should continue or not, but as of right now, nah, I will not continue because the next part will be the sports festival, and hero names and all and the Stain arc. So I would have continued, but I cannot because I've already given Deku so many soldiers and so much crap right now. So I'm gonna have to take some time in between that. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this part right here. Like and comment down below if you guys understood any of the references I made for this part here. But if you didn't, hey, still give the video a like anyway. Hitting a like goal of 5 to 10 of 10 likes. So with that being said, y'all know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace, guys.